So you remember that ban list update video a while ago? Yeah, we already know about Hulk, but there were quite a number of other big changes done on that ban list, with a lot of cards coming to 2 or being unbanned. Notably, Spellbook of Judgment got unbanned, and I was gonna make a video on it, and a structure deck for it, but I won't, because that deck is awful, and trying to write a script for it drove me insane. But anyhow, several cards went to 2, including Trickstar Lightstage, ABC Dragon Buster, Trishula, but the one a lot of people have been talking about is Spiral Quick Fix. Spyrals have been around a while as a rogue deck tier, meaning while they were pretty good, they weren't topping the rankings or being super heavily utilized. They were one of those cool decks you'd see in Platinum, in between getting reamed by Numerons and a Synchron player's internet giving out. But it's important to note that for a while in the real-life TCG, Spyrals were one of the most dominant decks in the format, and just this little increase in consistency has resulted in huge promise for Spyrals, and I couldn't be happier because Spyrals are one of my favorite decks, period. Spyrals were introduced in 2016 in the set The Dark Illusion. They started out as a TCG exclusive archetype and are themed around spies and black ops, with their primary gimmick being effects that activate by predicting the top card of your opponent's deck. It's kind of interesting. TCG exclusive archetypes sometimes get a bad rap, mostly due to their sometimes gimmicky nature, but there are plenty of great archetypes that started out as TCG exclusive. Burning Abyss, Dangers, Kaijus, Bee Troopers, and Spyrals are no exception. Their gimmick is surprisingly pretty easy to grasp, and even if you guess wrong on one, you can remember it for next time or even rearrange the order of cards with Drone for instance. But the main cards that are going to be the focus of this crazy deck are these two: Spiral Quick Fix and Spiral Master Plan. When Quick Fix is summoned, he can add a Spiral Gear card to the hand, while Master Plan can add a Spiral Mission card to the hand. Pretty simple enough. But Quick Fix can be revived if you have a Spiral Super Agent out by discarding a card. And when Master Plan is sent to the graveyard, she can add the field spell Spiral Resort and another Spiral card to the hand. Sounds pretty nutty, but here's the thing. Those first searching effects are not once per turn, meaning if you have a way to bring them back consistently, you can get whatever you need easy. And even better, if Spiral Mission Rescue is sent to the graveyard, you can revive a Spiral monster. Spiral Mission Rescue is searchable with Master Plan, meaning they keep coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't. Oh, and that field spell? Not only does it search a Spiral monster when it's first activated, but prevents Spiral cards from being targeted for card effects, and is a soft once per turn, meaning you can activate another one and retrieve another Spiral. With all of this, I think it's easy to see what the goal is with this deck. Crazy link climbing. Spyrals don't lock you into anything, so there are a bunch of possibilities as seen on Master Duel meta, but we're going to focus on 2 in particular: the Infernoble variant and the Pure Link variant. Both these versions and the other deck lists were created by Kevin OG over on Master Duel meta. Dude made some awesome deck lists, definitely give him a look. And give the website itself a look, they really helped me out making these videos. So both decks are mostly identical in terms of our Spyrals, but one big addition you can probably see are the Danger Monsters. The Dangers are some of the best extenders in the game, being able to discard a random card in the hand and be special summoned while drawing another card, or if themselves are discarded, have various different effects. Plus, in this deck, they work well with the card Small Penis, Small World, which is a card that allows you to banish a card from your deck and hand for another in your deck, provided there's a bridge. It's a bit complicated, so I'll put a link explaining Small World in the description. Another very important card is Magician's Souls, a card that can be special summoned by discarding a spellcaster from the deck, i.e. Master Plan, and can send up to 2 spell or trap cards from the field to the graveyard to draw a card for each, up to 2, allowing us an easy discard for Spiral Mission. There are several other differences, but I'll get to them later. Regardless of which version you go for, the main guy you want to get out is Spiral Sleeper Agent, who can destroy 1 face-up Spiral card on your field to destroy 2 of your opponent's cards. 2 other cards that can help him out are Spiral Resort, which prevents Spiral cards from being targeted as stated before, but also Spiral Gear Last Resort, which makes him immune to destruction and is searchable via Quick Fix or Resort. Another important factor while setting up the boards is this guy, Curious the Lightsworn Dominion, who can send any card in our deck to the graveyard, and depending on which deck you go for, that's gonna vary wildly. So ideally for the Pure Link variant, we want to get Apollousa Bow of the Goddess, Spiral Sleeper, Nightmare Griffin, and Firewall Dragon. Meanwhile, the Infernoble variant ideally has Sleeper, Apollousa, Orlo Savage Dragon, and the namesake Infernoble Emperor Charles. So in the Pure Link variant, you get a 2x Monster Negate, a quick effect return to the hand card, and a 2-card field destruction, and a floodgate that prevents the effects of special summoned monsters unless linked. And Griffin also has the ability when linked summoned and co-linked to add a spell or trap from your graveyard to the field. So if you summon Bi-Curia, you could use them to send a card you could get back with Griffin. Now in the deck list, they have a pointer of the Red Lotus, which banishes an opponent's card in the hand until their next turn, which is really damn good. This board is absolutely invincible. Ah, titty! Yeah, from my testing, I found that this variant can be somewhat vulnerable to spell cards, so I strongly suggest some protection against them, like the classic Floodgate Anti-Spell Fragrance. But that's just me, you could use anything really. Kevin certainly approves of it. Meanwhile, with the Infernoble variant, on top of Happy and Sleepy, Savage Dragon is always a fantastic Omni Negate that gains counters for negates by equipping a Link monster in the graveyard. And with the amount of Link monsters you'll use, he'll have plenty of fuel for his effect. Charles, meanwhile, is an interesting one, as at the end of each turn, he can equip an equip cell in the graveyard. But the interesting thing is that if a card is equipped, he can destroy a card on the field. So one card in particular that'll be fun with this is Smoke Grenade of the Thief, which if destroyed by card effect, allows you to look at your opponent's hand and discard a card. Oh, and Charles' effect is for either turn, not just yours. You can give your opponent a -1 card advantage on the first turn and second turn. And just keep on going for as long as you want. This card is banned in the real life TCG, I wonder why. Now, with the Infernoble variant, you actually want to use Noble Knight's Assault to not only get Smoke Grenade to the graveyard, but as well special summon a level 1 Warrior Tuner like Attack Gainer out, to use with Master Plan to get Randy Savage Dragon. Yeah! You could use Curious, but ideally you want to use them to send Plague Spreader Zombie, a level 2 zombie tuner that can be revived by sending a card from your hand to the top of your deck. That way you have a level 2 tuner to use with Master Plan to bring out Charles. But regardless of which deck you go for, you have 2 incredible end boards, allowing for some serious control and aggression come your turn. I tried out both in various duels and they did extremely well, with the Infernoble one in particular doing well in the Max C challenge. Hilariously against Spyrals. Hell, these things can keep on going even after getting the Beerroot, which is pretty awesome. And these are just 2 versions. There are plenty of other variants of Spyrals possible, especially now that Quick Fix is at 2. But this does beg the question, why did Konami make Quick Fix at 2 in the first place? Especially given how dominant Spyrals were previously. I have one theory. The Link Festival is coming! I'm serious! With the banning of Hulk, perhaps Konami realized that Link monsters could use a big power combo deck for the event. Trickstar Lightstage got put to 2, and I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility that both got semi-limited to give some extra power to 2 very prominent pure Link decks. Especially given that other prominent Link-focused decks like Adignister, Trizoo, and Dragon Links rely a bit on other forms of extra deck monsters that would be banned in the Link Festival. So yeah, it makes sense to want to give decks that could be pretty powerful purely Links some extra juice for this event. That being said though, Spyrals aren't perfect. If you saw these deck screens, yeah. That's a lot of ultra rares.
Thank you, Goddess, for being the most amazing owner ever.
And it does require a bit of learning on your first time, with plenty of spots where the combo can be screwed up. But some practice in solo mode and setting up on the combos can help with that. But regardless of how expensive or how complicated, I still highly recommend this deck. The gimmick is really fun, it's surprisingly consistent for a 45+ card deck, and has great end boards. So while it does earn my award of Wallet Unfriendly and Big Brain Award, I'm also going to give it my top tier award. I really believe that Spyrals are going to do some massive damage on the ranked ladder, and easily allow a path to Diamond 1. So what version are you going to go with? Pure Link or Infernoble? Or is there another version you're going to go with? Let me know in the comments, please subscribe, and please don't get that Spellbook structure deck. Seriously, that deck was so bad it would have been impossible to make a video about it. My buddy Mensch beat me with a deck of random cards with it, and I don't care about the Dogmatica or Endymion variants, those 2 have already good deck lists ready. Spend those gems on something else.